La escritora y abogada británico-palestina Selma Dabbag se encuentra acá en México para hablar sobre resistencia, sobre lo que ocurre en Palestina, sobre lo que pasa en la Franja de Gaza y también sobre literatura. Estuve con ella, esto me dijo.
In terms of forms of resistance, I mean, for me, my background is both as a writer and as a lawyer. So I think that the legal framework of international law is very much a force of resistance that we're trying to put as much, lobby as much as possible to have applied in circumstances where the power base is not really in our favor. The situation in Gaza is extremely grave, as you know. As Palestinians, we're very grateful to Mexico for joining the South African case against Israel at the International Court of Justice. But what we, with that come responsibilities on all the state parties to the Genocide Convention to make sure that the genocide stops. So in terms of resistance, literature is one way of educating people, of informing people through entertainment, through a storyline, through just understanding the people and a culture. There are 14 million Palestinians around the world. A lot of them, like myself, live in the diaspora. A lot live in refugee camps, and the rest live in the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and in what is now in Israel. And we have a very rich and diverse culture, and that is shown through our literature.
As a writer, as a lawyer, but also as a British Palestinian, how are you processing all these recent events?
Thank you for asking me. I mean, it's really like for me, it's a very much a juggling act between what is really urgent for me to do now in terms of responding to a point of crisis. So a lot of your work ends up being very reactive in terms of like writing non-fiction pieces. So I write for the London Review of Books. I've been doing a blog for the last 23 months, and that enables me to channel my my construction of what's going on in terms of the law and in terms of cultural resistance to it. It makes it very hard to work in a sustained way on something big like a novel, which requires a lot of bandwidth, you know, and quiet spaces and historical research. So it's been a challenge to do those larger projects, but I have managed to just finish a novel. And then I think processing it on a personal level, you never really feel entitled to do that because I'm in a very much position of privilege. But even so, on the British side, as you know, there have been a lot of curtailments of our freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. In recent weekends, recent weeks, with the prescription of Palestine Action as a terrorist organization, it means that voicing opinions about what groups you believe are doing, you know, carrying out acts that you might be supportive of can lead to you possibly being imprisoned for up to 14 years. So this has had a huge chilling effect, which was already existed in the Palestinian space, but it's made it a lot more oppressive. And what we've seen in Britain, and this actually, to me, it's brought out the things I love most about Britain and the things I dislike most. One, the clampdown I can't bear, but the scenes of people going out in the streets, like nurses, lawyers, poets, all kinds of people from all walks of life, not connected to Palestine at all, but just feeling that trying to stop this genocide, they're willing to go to prison for that, and protesting in Parliament Square. I think that's been extraordinarily uplifting, and I hope that it forces a change with the British government.
Selma, what's the message that you want to give here in Mexico? We are far away from Palestine, but we want changes. We want the things happen. What does Mexicans need to know?
For the Mexican people, I would say thank you for your solidarity. I feel very at home here, and please continue. Don't despair, don't take your eyes away from Gaza, and do whatever you can in terms of supporting economic boycotts and calling for arms embargoes.
And I will read Selma Dabbag.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and welcome to Mexico.